She said, you ain't have a fight in recent times. You really not ready for this work. She said, it's natural. She don't have to. I like talking about fighting. Sometimes people be mean and hands put on them. And I love boxing. It's one of my favorite sports.
If there's one thing Remy will do, it's lash out at Papo for moving on and falling in love with someone who doesn't appear to care about his recent activities. She seems to be doing a fairly good job of monitoring him and his new relationship with this new boot dot and shield Clarissa. We assumed that Remy would have finished with Papoose after having his new girlfriend walk him, but it appears that Clarissa and Remy have made it apparent that they despise one another. A few months ago, they even got into a heated argument on social media about Papoose. Fans are still shaken by the drama between Remy Ma and Papoose, especially since they were one of the most stable couples in hip-hop, and it seemed like if anyone was going to survive anything, it would have been them. However, here we are with accusations of cheating from both sides and dev accusations from Remy, and it's like, how did we even get here? Rumor has it that Papoose is planning to pop the question to Clarissa any day. Remy is not taking it well, as she just broke up with him again, and things are not looking good. Despite Remy having more than 6 years to serve, Papoose kept by her side, and they even were married while she was still incarcerated. Word of the threat was that their love was over. Papoose remained steadfast in his devotion, with no scandals or allegations of infidelity. Nothing shady, but fans couldn't help but admire how uncommitted he was, making their bond seem unbreakable. To be honest, what Papoose did seemed almost like a fairy tale in Hollywood, where loyalty is rarer than corn, where we hear about some rapper getting involved in some drama every other week. But not Papoose, who stood firm like a rock and demonstrated his devotion to Remy in a way that made him a legend in the entertainment industry. This is what we believe because Remy is now claiming that he cheated on her while she was incarcerated. And when Remy eventually left the prison gates, Papoose was there, arms wide open, ready to help her get used to life outside. They didn't just survive those years apart, they continued to build their small life together, and by 2018, they were celebrating the birth of their daughter. Had a son from a prior relationship, and Papoose has 3 children of his own, but they blended their families together beautifully, demonstrating that their bond was strong, or so we all believed, until 2023, when rumors began to circulate that their marriage was on the verge of disintegrating because Remy had allegedly cheated with rapper Easy the Block Captain. Suddenly, the unbreakable love story began to look much more shaky, but the drama didn't stop at hurt feelings. It swiftly escalated into a full-fledged physical altercation, and Papoose ran into W's tree. It quickly heated up at an industry event. The real madness happened during a rap battle where Remy and Ease teamed up to take on Goity. If you've ever watched a rap battle, you know it's straight-up warfare with words, no holds barred, word to your mother, and Gotti wasn't back either. Papoose wasn't about to let anything slide and even allegedly knock Easy out cold without hesitation. He seized the microphone in the heat of the moment and dropped a bombshell that left everyone stunned on the ground. He accused Remy of cheating on Papa with Ease, which escalated the situation to a new level of pandemonium.
Just tell him stop spewing the business. If found out you was in the help, that could really ruin your image. We're talking Barack and Michelle, Pap and Rim. Us, y'all the poster child symbol for black love.
The way Gotti dropped that bombshell gave the impression that the entire situation was an open secret, as if people had been discussing the drama for a minute. However, instead of just dropping the accusation and leaving it at that, he went in and tore into Remy, dragging her through the mud for cheating on B-Boo after he had remained faithful to her for all those years. He made it clear that, in his opinion, she had betrayed the man who had supported her through thick and thin, and it wasn't just an accusation. It was a full-on verbal takedown that sent the crowd into a frenzy.
Every interview, he showed his admiration and tell the world how he think his woman the greatest. That nigga held you down in prison for 6 years.
What's astonishing about all of this, though, is that Ease essentially validated the accusations without even attempting to refute them.
You wanna know who my gang? You wanna know the details? Yeah. It's on the details. If you heard that did something to me over a female and he ain't dead, it's probably because I still got the female.
It turns out that after all those years of loyalty, Papoose wasn't about to sit around him while he went through heartbreak. Word on the street is that he called it quits on Remy because of her infidelity. And instead of getting caught up in the mess, Papo moved on quickly and got a new girlfriend, world-class boxer Claressa Shields. At first, Remy played it cool, acting as though she was unconcerned and completely over the situation. But this is where the tea time begins, because there are rumors that Papoose's new relationship is becoming serious and that she is not handling it well. People are saying that she is spiraling, throwing shade, talking recklessly about fighting for what is rightfully hers. And get this, she's even been hinting that she's ready to throw hands if it comes to that.
I really believe that sometimes people need to fight it out. Because talking doesn't do it. Sometimes you can talk. Like in certain situations, you could talk to a person, you express how you feel, they express how they feel, y'all come to a mutual agreement that y'all either don't agree or, you might start seeing it from another person's point of view. When it gets to the level, or when you're dealing with people that, like, sometimes how I used to be, I don't even want to hear that shit. I don't give a fuck how you feel. I don't care what you thought. What's up? What we doing? And that's when I come in. She said, we ain't have a fight in recent times. You really not ready for this work. She said, it's natural. She don't have to. I don't like talking about fighting. Sometimes people be needing fucking hands put on them. And I love boxing. It's one of my favorite sports.
We thought she was going to stop there, but a few days ago, she went on Instagram and posted a text message that Claressa sent to him saying, "You take accountability. You are the one who was married. If you can't at least sleep on the phone with me or be with me in person, it shouldn't be a big deal to let me know you made it home safely or to communicate that you fell asleep in the Sprinter." It seemed like Claressa was asking Papoose to be upfront with her, and Remy's forward writing, Papo's stupid self, fell asleep on the phone with Claressa. "He is laying siege to my house and won't go. I'm saying everything now, baby girl. You're not alone." This bee, who was supposed to be a world champion fighter, became frightened and hung up as soon as she heard my voice. However, she didn't stop there, since she also wrote to this lady. "I apologize, but a publicity team has been spreading false information about me every day to make me look bad and him look like God's gift for too long. He kept telling me to keep quiet because that's the best thing to do, but I'm exhausted. Oh, and he said he would never F you because you're. I know you hate online games, but you need to do something today about this girl. My PR team will go crazy when they see this, so I can't be up here exposing her, etc. before December 25th when the movie comes out. You have your other phone yet, but don't worry. I'm not worried about anything she said or putting her in her story now for the world to see." But she didn't stop there either. A little background, since Claressa is a professional boxer, and as I mentioned earlier, she has a movie about her coming out on the 25th. The last thing she needs is to be made public for being with a man who is still legally married. This is especially true given that Remy has been revealing details about her private life, such as this: "Hey, Miss Shells, he took your advice, but not before I screenshotted your convo. Additionally, he was conspiring with one of his women to try to ruin me, the same lady who could have used my platform to expose you while getting me arrested. She had never cheated on him in 17 years. I had all of your pictures in garbage. Messages from females he was holding me down the sidebar while I was away, and he was about to say that he wrote my rhymes. Imagine that if anything private leaked about me, it was him because he also threatened that." Remy then proceeded to release more texts in which it appeared that Claressa was pleading with Papoose for the bare minimum, saying, "I'm not happy, but all right, I'm going to stop. I don't want to stress you more than you already are, so I'm just going to stop. How I feel is not warranted. I'm just tired of talking and you not hearing me, So I can't thank you for your honesty though, but that's always the best course of action. Will not say anything more. I want gifts while I'm on a trip. I say that I enjoy flowers. I want time set apart for myself. I'm tripping and I'm just lying here feeling foolish. Thanks to Remy Clown Clissa for this quote. Hello, Miss Shields. Mother ERS won't just go, oh, and never buy you anything because he believes he's the prize and is a taker rather than a giver. You should stop playing with me because I'm the one with the bag. I am a one boyfriend woman, just like I was a one husband woman, and I'm a good woman at that. I'm honestly really thrilled and not even angry. And that's the reason your partner is upset. Oh, and you mentioned that you feel foolish, but you also look foolish. She didn't call Papoose Roy, but it appears that was the last straw for Pap because he finally replied to her saying, sad to say, Remy is a narcissist. She chose to cheat repeatedly now that I finally moved on. She's playing the victim. I have requested a divorce numerous times. She would rather clout chase on social media than handle this like civilized adults. I did not want to do the social media dumbness for the sake of my 6-year-old baby. She has to go to school, as you can see. I remain. He went on to say, I will never get anyone arrested again because you are lying, which is easily verifiable, and you are the ones who play with the police by lying about history that happened in front of the world. Falsifying text messages that you were told were from 10 years ago in order to fabricate a story and defend adultery is narcissistic. Then, addressing the allegations that Remy had cheated on him with his friend Easy the Block Captain, he said, well, I was at home with my daughter last Christmas, and this is where Remy was. Now that I've finally moved on, she's angry and making fake lies. Egocentric, the last time I saw this chump, he was in the fetal position and everyone saw it. I knocked him out and Remy woke him up and went home with him for 4 days. I went home with my daughter, however, and as you can see, she couldn't wait to lie about it again. I told her that we could divorce like adults, but she won't do that because I wouldn't lie and say, I didn't knock this chump out. I still got her B messages telling me to lie about the knockout, but who cares? Egocentric, he shook my hand and then slept with my wife, so I knocked him out instead of him sleeping with my wife. Remy refuted the claims that she had abandoned their daughter on Christmas, saying that all you do is pretend that you're fine in the background, no matter what I do with my child on any significant day. She added, I've been pleading with you to leave and let's get a divorce amicably for years, but you said this is the only way you're leaving is with a public blow-up. You know I'm not the social media type, and you use that same way you use the morals I have due to my upbringing and so-called gang girl image against me filming. I told them things like, oh, Remy, I'm going to call the police to help you. You're a snitch, a rat. Call your brothers called Joe. You tried to isolate me from everything and everyone. My stupid self told them, no, don't say anything about the real you. You do anything to keep the black love image I helped build for you. You were okay with the lies being told about me. She also said that he was jealous of her success and that he advertised other rappers, saying, you hated that I started Battle Rap League, helping other rappers over you. You actually said you were going to try to ruin it. I'm so tired of the fake knockout story. Everyone knew what they heard, not what they saw, and you kept saying, see, it'll go away. But in reality, you snuck in and out like a thief in the night wearing a mask. My security knew you because he knew you ran out, and you helped create a false narrative for the public by feeding battle rappers in my company stories and paying for information. Then you forced me to attend the awards with you and pretended everything was fine because you were envious of how I was treated. From this point on, things became much more serious since she accused Papoose of being abusive and putting hands on her. She wrote a play with the police about it. Pat, you forgot that the pool was never finished being remodeled because you were in the garage when the workers called the police to get you the F off me. I'm not Ed. The audio and video keep lying to you all. It's been a hot mess, and I'm not even sure if I want to be in the chat anymore because it appears that their marriage has been in crisis for a long time, despite appearing to be the long-lasting ideal black couple, Remy then disclosed that she and Clarissa had been friendly before Clarissa began teasing Pat. She shared screenshots of Clarissa in her DMs and wrote, "Here's Papa's weirdo girlfriend wishing me Happy New Year's," even though they had everyone in the dark about their behavior. After a few days, this woman started hitting me for suggestions on how to flaunt her figure. "It's strange. I made a monster by praising you when I knew everything was oak and remaining silent when I knew the reality." Clarissa was tired of being subbed by this time, so she spoke bluntly, "I can't believe a 45-year-old woman is crashing out like this clown. I suppose you know what I got, so that's why you feel comfortable lying to these folks. I assure you that you will be sorry. Let me respond to your behavior by saying, I'm not 45 yet, but you're 29. I'll just say this, you're not aging like wine again. I'm not your enemy, but I would advise you to get flowers and gifts from your boyfriend, who didn't answer his phone because he was with his Cali girl this week and wasn't attempting to expose Pat already." Cheating on Clarissa, but Clarissa exposed JY for fabricating the text to get into trouble, saying, "You're not a bee. You can bully. You're bitter and mad, and you're making yourself look stupid. Just stop it." She didn't challenge Remy to a fight, stating that Clarissa Shields versus Remy. When February 2nd finally arrived, Remy declined to take Clarissa up for the fight, which is not surprising given that Remy is a fierce woman. I have to give it to her. But since Clarissa is a professionally trained boxer who also participates in mixed martial arts, MMA, and other sports, she would have cleaned the floor with Remy's behind. In addition, for someone who says she's over P, she appears to be quite interested in keeping up with their relationship. Now that the engagement rumors are circulating, let's just say she is unhappy with her relationship with the Easy Block captain. There are also rumors that he is already cheating on her with other women, which shouldn't come as a surprise since you lose them how you get them. Additionally, it is alleged that Papoose is already shopping for a ring, and he hasn't been shy about flaunting his new partner. Furthermore, Clarissa has been honest about her relationship and said she is ready to marry him.
Yeah, that's why I said I love him. I love having his support, you know what I'm saying? His support is like very, very different from what I've had in the past, and how he speaks to me and stuff is very different. There you go. We deserve each other. But I don't know, it's kind of one of those things I was like, you know, I want to keep him all to myself.
Remy undoubtedly has a reason for crying and throwing up after admitting to fumbling Papo, but I wanted to know what you guys thought of the issue. Before watching this following video, leave a comment below with your thoughts.